All right, hello everyone. We are playing some more Pioneer, although it might not be Pioneer as you know it. I am recording this video on the 23rd, Sunday the 23rd, and there is a BNR announcement tomorrow, the 24th, and it's possible that some of the cards in Pioneer will be banned. There's been some talk about banning Amalia maybe. So even though I wanted to record an episode with Amalia today, I know this isn't going to come out for like another week, maybe two. And by that point, I won't want to put up an episode of a deck that's no longer legal in the format. So I pivoted and played Vampires, which I'm kind of confident nothing will get banned from. It's centered around Sorin, though, and if there is a card that is going to get banned, it's probably this guy. I remember back when this was on Arena and you were playing Sorin in Standard, and just Sorin putting Champion of Dusk into play was one of the most broken things you could do in that format. And it's the kind of card that limits the design space of the play team an awful lot, because you can just put any arbitrary vampire from your hand onto the battlefield. So the fact that this card exists means that whenever Wizards wants to print another vampire, they need to keep in mind that it could be put into play for free as early as turn 3 in the right shell. And that is historically something that Wizards has... That's the kind of effect that Wizards has been open to banning. There hasn't been a vampire good enough yet, and I don't think Vein Ripper is one to warrant a ban of Sorin, but I do think eventually there is going to be a vampire so good that they'll have to realize that Sorin is just too busted a Magic card. In the meantime, though, we get to play him and put Vein Rippers into play, and that card, if you put it into play on turn 3, is a kind of an instant win against a lot of the decks in the format. You do have some tough matchups, like some decks can power their way through if they go super wide maybe, or like Amalia killing you through the Dina combo or something like that. But overall, if you're up against any sort of like creature-based deck, like mono red, mono white, just putting Vein Ripper into play on turn 3 is an open and shut case. And then you back it up with a suite of discard spells. So you have 4 Thoughtseize, you have 1 Duress in the main deck, another Duress and 2 Go-Blanks in the sideboard, and those are pretty effective anti-control tools. And you can never have too bad a matchup in a format when you have Fable of the Mirror Breaker, which kind of reminds me of Teferi Hero of Dominaria in a way, in that it is like a value-generating engine that is also itself a win con, because if you put multiple Fables in play, you are threatening to just, at the end of the game, if you have nothing else, to just put all your mana into copies of 2/2s and swing out. So the deck is incredibly resilient. And, we also have the addition of Hostile Investigator from the, the Big Score set. This card's a house. Just an instant... they discard a card, you get a body, and you get a clue. So just instant 3-for-1 if it resolves. And if your opponent is playing Fable or discard spells, then you're going to get clues off of those as well. So between all of those effects, you can put your opponent in a pretty tough spot and kill incredibly quickly. So that is it for the intro. Let's get into some matches and see how the deck does. Okay, on the play with a 1 colorless lander. Now we have a 1 colored lander. Okay. The question is, am I putting back Fatal Push or the second Fable? I think it's the second Fable. I think Fatal Push is, well, if I get Thoughtseized, like my opponent has no companion, maybe they're not aggressive, maybe I just want to do this. Just because it plays better against Thoughtseize when we're on a Mold of 5. Overgrown Tomb makes me wish I had kept the Thoughtseize, or the Fatal Push, because we're probably up against Amalia here. Yeah, Duress has no hits. And they just have the combo in hand. Yeah, next turn they just get to do the thing, right? They can play Innkeeper into Amalia. They get the Amalia loop. They can't attack us, but they'll find the Aetherflux Reservoir. So if I play the Fable, they know that and they just go for it. Maybe there's a chance that they won't if I don't. Yeah, I think that's it, right? I don't think we can beat Prosperous Innkeeper into Amalia, so we just have to take whatever steps we can to avoid that. Yeah, okay. They play the tap land. So they're taking it slow. Okay, so now we'll play Takanuma and just represent Fatal Push really hard. And hopefully opponent gets in their own head. So we'll tank here just to make him think that maybe we're going to kill it. Okay. This is all, of course, giving us time to draw into the actual Thoughtseize. Yeah, I'm just going to continue representing Fatal Push. If I had Fatal Push, would I attack with this Goblin? I think I would. They don't even block with the Wildcraft Walker. We can play out the Copter, and we still won't play the Cliffs. And the Treasure, yeah, the Treasure represents Fatal Push mana. Could only get so lucky. Now I don't think we have any outs. I guess the best case scenario is that they don't actually find the Aetherflux Reservoir. But, like, we got pretty far. Like, we could have just played the Fable on 3, but instead, like, making the worst play made them give us 3 extra draw steps to actually find a real answer. I was really hoping we'd be able to sneak this one out. That would have been pretty cool. Just stone cold bluff the whole way. I guess going through this means we get to see a good chunk of their deck. So we know that they are running the Bat version, and they're running Lively Dirge, which not all of them are. So that's helpful information. People might be getting their last hurrah in with Amalia. I'm recording this on Sunday the 23rd, which is the day before the BNR announcement, like the regularly scheduled annual BNR announcement. And there's a lot of talk about Amalia getting the axe, so she might not be legal tomorrow. Apparently her win rate far and away outpaces every other deck in the format, at least in the general population. At the Pro Tour, it's probably a little different, but Amalia is just so hard for your average player to play against because they're so resilient, and there's so many things you need to keep in mind when you're playing against her, and there's so many top decks that take them from nothing to you're dead. So I wouldn't mind seeing Amalia go away. Also, there's the obvious design flaw of making it very easy to force draws. Okay, they did not find the Aetherflux Reservoir. It's possible it was already in their hand, I guess. Skyclave Apparition. Do you hit the Copter? No, you hit the Fable. Makes sense. Man, life's hard out here. I mean, I guess we're animating Mutavault to block Amalia. Is there a world where I animate Mutavault and then animate Copter? I don't think so. Because if I animate Mutavault and go to blocks and then they kill Mutavault, then I can animate the Copter and stay alive. But if I animate Mutavault, then crew the Copter, and they kill the Copter, then I'm dead. So long, Mutavault. We hardly knew you. Also, our draw has been putrid this game. I guess we did draw 2 Fables, and they just had the answer to both. But we've drawn a lot of land. Okay, so now they can chord. Oh, yeah, this is surely enough, right? Yeah, they have Dina. Okay, so we are just dead. We're running so much removal, and well, I guess we're not actually running all that much removal. We're running 6 kill spells. So we have the sideboard guide from Mengu and friends. What do they say to do? Cage seems like a very good idea. Path of Peril, of course. These Knights of Dusk Shadow probably don't come in any other matchup. 1 go blank, I guess, as a anti-graveyard tool. Cut down because you really got to kill Amalia. Cutting out the Edict is, I guess it makes sense. You wouldn't think to do it. Like, it seems like cutting removal, instant speed removal against them is bad, but it's probably just never going to hit Amalia herself. 2 Copters and a Duress. Yeah, that was the other thing. We drew turn 1. We played turn 1 Duress against probably the only deck in the format that doesn't actually care about it. So Mull to 5. Was that this game, or am I thinking about something else? Yeah, this was a Mull to 5, and then having our Duress blank. Yeah, effectively a Mull to 4. Not great. Okay, take the play. How much faith do we have in our deck? How many good draws do we have? A lot, right? We Thoughtseize on 1. We have a cut down as an answer for Amalia. Keep developing our mana. Fable's a great draw. Sorin's a fine draw. Dusk Legion Zealot's a fine draw. Almost anything is good. I think I'm going to keep this, particularly because we saw that they were the bat version. So, Savior blanks our cut down, but if we play Savior, or if we Thoughtseize away Savior, it just comes back with Extraction Specialist anyway. Their mana base is pretty painful. How much does it actually cost to use? And Coco's just, like, hard to answer in general. This combo of Lively Dirge and Specialist, though, is pretty nasty. So I think it's one of these. I think it's either Dirge or Specialist. So do I think they're more likely to... Basically, I'll take this if I think they're more likely to draw a reanimation effect, and I'll take this if I think they're going to draw something they're more likely to want to reanimate. And we already know that at least they have these 2 things that are eligible for reanimation. This does just find Amalia. I'm going to take Dirge. I don't love it. I think that their hand is pretty good as long as they can find mana, and they just drew that Temple Garden off the top. That is step 1. I would rather not cut down this Savior until they've committed this Extraction Specialist. Man, like a champion, just draw 2 non-confluence mana off the top. And now, the problem is that they just get to go straight to 4 mana next turn. There's no kill spell we can draw next turn that having to play cut down will turn off. So if we do draw 2 kill spells, which lets us solve the Savior problem, we can untap and see if we find it. That works. Great. So this turns off the actual combo. They have to find an answer for it. So let's put Mutavault in play. Here's Knight of Dusk Shadow. Figure it out. Yeah, now I think I don't want to put any creatures in their graveyard, because that makes this just a blank. Okay, so Thoughtseize would force the Coco. I don't know if that's a thing worth doing. I think I just prefer Sorin instead. And I'll plus him. And I'll just hold up cut down. Like, if they play the Extraction Specialist next turn, then door's open to deal with this. But I don't want to just kill this and have them bring it back. It's like just going down a card. Alright, show me what you got. Welcoming Vampire is pretty good. I haven't seen that in many versions or many sideboards, but that is a very good card. So it is one Knight of Dusk Shadow versus the world. We get Thought Seized. So Cut Down still achieves nothing. So they'll probably take our Thought Seized no matter what, which means we can just let this resolve. I wonder if Ferocidon might be better. Because it does turn off all of the... Like, it pings them additionally for every creature they put into play. Although I guess it also hits us. Also, 2 is a lot less than 3 in a matchup that's about speed. So, yeah, Knight is probably much better. I guess Sorin is a removal spell of his own. Yeah, maybe I should have plussed Sorin and threw away the Mutavault. But I guess that would have had to happen next turn. Because then I wouldn't be able to follow it up with Cut Down. So the team is coming at Sorin. If I block the Savior... Okay, then they're going to play Extraction Specialist. Sorin will go down to 1. Yeah, that's the second Confluence. So we don't know. We have no knowledge about their hand at all anymore. Let's get some knowledge about their hand. Glad we hit that. There's just no way to use Sorin to kill this vampire. I guess I should have kept the Cut Down. Not that they have a way to trigger it anyway, I guess. Alright, let's just do this then. I think the best we're going to get out of Sorin is this, this counter. And I think I'm going to play this Swamp. It lets me pump this if they swing out. And if I draw something that I want to cast, I'll wish I had the mana in play. Well, maybe I wouldn't. But I can always blood away next turn if I don't have something I want to cast. It's like the worst draw in the deck. Am I trading this Harvester with the dog? I don't think so. Just say go. I guess we could attack. How much can we pump it? Twice? No, that's not enough. Remarkable that they haven't been able to trigger this vampire yet. Like, now all of a sudden, if we are able to draw a land and slam Vein Ripper, I think we're in pretty good shape. Oh, no. Oh, no. Normally that would be so good. I was just trying to decide whether I wanted to use the Blood Tithe Harvester before I crack this blood, which I think we have to in case we draw, like, Blackcleave Cliffs or something. So Vein Ripper is online next turn. They might have found Coco or something. No, they don't. Vein Ripper the hard way. So now the vampire can't get in anymore. Yeah, Coco your heart out. Whiff? A complete whiff on Coco. We're in this. Incredible. Wow. So that knight probably... I mean, as far as we know, they never found Amalia. So I don't even think they had the opportunity to combo off. It was just my emotional support Knight of Dusk Shadow, I guess. Want to change anything on the draw? The guide doesn't say to. Feels like Hearse is just reasonable. But I guess I can't think what I would take out. Kalitas, maybe. But Kalitas makes it so that their stuff gets exiled. I don't think I want to do that. All right, game 3 on the draw. Okay, hand is good. Don't Thoughtseize me, bro. That was probably the worst possible draw. If it's the bat, that's fine. Wild Growth Walker, sure. Cut down hits Extraction Specialist and Fatal Push doesn't. Fatal Push hits an Amalia that's already grown. Or something that's explored, yeah. Cut down the Walker. Yeah, I mean, at some point we're going to have to find land. I feel like this deck needs another land in it. I was playing a bunch off of, like, when I was getting ready for this video, and just kept not having land. Like, kept getting one lander. But here, I guess we're fine. So, Sorin into Kalitas is an option. I guess Fatal Push or Cut Down would have been better against Welcoming Vampire as well. However, if I attack, they probably let it through. And if they block, am I happy to pump? I think I am, because then I get to play the Blight Step pathway, hold up Fatal Push, and then go blank next turn when they have less stuff in hand. Oh, it has Menace anyway, so that's fine. Could have attacked no matter what. Given the possibility that they have, well, given the possibility that they have a bat, I do feel compelled to slam Sorin here, rather than wait and make sure he sticks around. I was trying to keep Sorin on, like, for another turn. If I draw and tap land, then if they kill Sorin, I get to Fatal Push. Man, Skyclave Apparition is another reason to have kept Cut Down. That one decision might have made a huge difference. So there goes Knight. Their combo is back on the menu. Path of Peril doesn't kill anything. Well, I guess so long, Sorin. I think I'm just supposed to hold up Fatal Push one more turn. The Vampire... I'm trying to make this Go Blank really sting, but that might just not be possible. Oh, they don't even attack with Skyclave. Coward. So, oh man, I blanked. Like, I could, when they killed Sorin, I had Revolt to kill this. When they cast this, I could have killed this in response. Now they have an extra card. Gross. Well, what are you going to do, I guess? They have Coco? Ah. Okay. I mean, this isn't so bad. Because now we get to Go Blank them. And that's not the easiest thing in the world for them to come back from. On the other hand, I really want to play this Fable. It, like, helps unlock our hands so much. I think if they have Cord, yeah, if they have two combo pieces, we're just dead. I think we have to do this. There's a good chance if we play Fable, we just die. Oh my god. Their top card's Coco. Okay. Well, the smart thing to do, yeah, is wait to play around a board wipe. So if they Coco hit, I'm dead. Nothing I can do about it. So we have to assume that they Coco whiff. What's better in that case? I think what's better in that case is having cast the path. So that's what we're going to do. Like, if they Coco in response and don't hit the combo, then the path becomes insane. And they did whiff. One day we will hit our 4th land drop. And our hand will be unlocked. Oh boy. Okay, so they're on empty. They have 2 2/2s and a Dream. And we're just at the point where we're throwing garbage at each other trying to find our combo. Am I looting this away? If I wait, I can use it to enable Revolt and kill this. If I don't, and I hit an untap, if I hit a tapped land next turn, I'll be sad. I think it's more important to be able to cast whatever I draw next turn. Although, keeping the blood around until next turn lets me use the Blood Tithe Harvester as a removal spell, which I think breaks the tie for me. Alright. Well, here you go. Here's Kalitas. We still have Fatal Push. Looks like they're flooding. We might get there. Oh, baby. Oh, but we can't do it. Am I really discarding this? I think I am. I think we need to kill them fast. All right. They're at 3. Yeah. All right. Wow. I had kind of given up on that game like 5 minutes ago. But, yeah, I mean, that they whiffed on Coco. I think they whiffed on Coco twice this match, and that, I guess, can happen. Maybe our opponent's a paid actor, and they're trying to avoid having Amalia banned tomorrow. And they're like, hey, listen, look, sometimes it doesn't work very well. And they'll go right back to hitting every single time after. All right, next match. Okay, on the play, another one of these hands that might just never draw the third land. Duress is kind of blank, but on the other hand, we have every kind of interaction we could want. We have Sauron into Kalitas. We just need to draw a land in the first 2 draw steps. That is going to brick 25%-ish of the time. I'm going to mulligan. Maybe, you can call me a nit, but okay, well, we're in the same spot. But now we have Fable. So even if we do whiff, Fable is a lot better at recovering from that. Let's see if our opponent mulligans. I think that'll help me decide whether I'm putting back Thoughtseize or not. I think my instinct is to put back Bitter Triumph. So maybe I'll do that no matter what. But there's part of me that says, we mulligan, they didn't. Thoughtseize is just trading down when they're ahead. But I guess there's a lot of matchups where I would want to discard for the Bitter Triumph anyway. And not, like, if it's a matchup where the Bitter Triumph is super important, then it's against an aggressive deck, and I don't want to pay the 3 life. And otherwise, I'm just going down the card anyway. So being able to Thoughtseize on 1, Zealot on 2 is probably a lot better than ever casting this, if that makes sense. All right. Thoughtseize, yeah. This also lets us protect the Zealot, which is kind of important if they have their own Thoughtseize. Okay. At long last, Thoughtseize resolves. And Containment Priest. Containment Priest is awkward against Sauron, to be sure. Zealot lines up pretty well with Recruitment Officer, and if Recruitment Officer can't attack, Initiate can't grow. What's Imposing Sovereign? Creatures your opponents control ETB tapped, who cares? Yeah, it's Containment Priest. Alright, Plains Recruitment Officer. So, hello Mr. X1. Meet my 1/1 with upside. We did draw the land, by the way, so what's better? Sauron or Mutable, or Sauron or a Fable? Yeah, it's just Fable. I don't think that's the long and short of it. Also, both X1s. Have fun with my 1/1. All right. Oh, that's a good draw. Okay, well. Is it just Mutavault? Am I going to need this Bitter Triumph? If I if I find Fane Ripper, the game ends. And I have the Goblin Shaman to generate mana. So that could lead me towards pitching both lands, but I can't attack into this Hopeful Initiate. I think it is both lands. And if I don't, like, if I whiff on the Vein Ripper and land, I can Bitter Triumph away the Initiate and attack. But then I don't have the 2/2 to block these. And Vein Ripper will come in untap, or will come in tap no matter what. I think it's gonna be both lands. Found Kalitas. That is better than a kick in the teeth. So he's tapped for now, but if we can just live through the next turn. Alright, this is what it is. Play Blood Crypt tapped. Here's Sauron. And here's Kalitas. And we'll say go. Our blocks are fine as long as they don't draw, like, Brave the Elements or another Thalia's Lieutenant. And Kalitas' effect still applies. If any of their things die, we still get the zombie, even though he's tapped. Okay. What is this? It's name's Recruitment Officer. Thalia's Lieutenant grows. So if they animate Mutavault and attack, that's 2, 5, 8, 10, 12 damage. We're at 11, but we'll block 2 things. Wow. Okay, well now the game is over. Actually, hopefully they do something in response to this. If I can Bitter Triumph the Imposing Sovereign in response, then the Fable will come in untapped. But it seems easy enough to Sorin plus pitch the Dusk Legion Zealot, hit the Imposing Sovereign. They'll both die. We'll get the zombie, but the zombie will come in untapped. We'll gain the life from the Sorin. And then we have Blood Tithe Harvester and Bitter Triumph. Yeah, I think we're in excellent shape. And we know their last card is Cavern Souls. So now, here we are, main phase 1. Yeah, I think we just go with this line as described. We could also play Blood Tithe Harvester first. I don't think that matters. Yeah. They see the writing on the wall. And yeah, mono white feels like it should be quite a good matchup for us, to the point where it's not even listed in the sideboard guide. Path of Peril feels good. I think we want the cut down. Duress is surely bad. So if it's like mono red, then cutting the Bitter Triumphs is good. But maybe we can be a little more open to it against mono white, which doesn't kill as quickly. Definitely take out Copter. And maybe I just, like, it feels mopey, but bring in two drops that just block. So I guess my question is, like, these are definitely gone. The question is, are these 2 knights better or worse than these 2 Bitter Triumphs? And I think the answer is worse. I think I want to keep these in. Okay. So it is a slow hand. But it is a hand that has the Vein Ripper Dream. We can Thoughtseize the most problematic thing. We're on the draw. So drawing Fatal Push or Bitter Triumph or something is not out of the question. And we have Fable. So the worst case, like, is we brick, we hit a land, they play Thalia on 2, and we're locked out of the game. I'm going to keep. Okay. Well, I was toying with playing Castle Lockpoint tapped first, but if they have Thalia, it's just so bad. And I have 2 Thalias, of course. Yeah, I mean, I guess. Hopefully we can draw like a Blood Tithe Harvester. Ooh. So, yeah, I think I have to accept that I'm not going to be playing anything that costs 3 next turn. Like, all of my things that cost 3 are instants and sorceries, so they're going to get hit by Thalia. If I Edict now, this is real interesting. Oh, I can't Edict now. So I guess, yeah, I mean, I guess there's nothing to do but play the tap land and say go. Yeah, I handed it to my opponent. They have drawn quite well. That is an absurd run out of cards. Like, frankly, ridiculous run out of cards. Okay. Well, I guess here's the deal. I guess in their combat step, I'll Shieldred's Edict. They might throw away Thalia and then play the new Thalia from their hand. If that happens, we'll take 3, 5, 8, go to 2, and then they'll have... We can Path of Peril the board, but then they'll have Mutavault. So in that case, we are drawing essentially just to Sorin. And even that is not good enough. Sorin putting Vein Ripper into play won't do it. I guess... Yeah, no, it doesn't work. I was going to say we could block Thalia and maybe some First Strike shenanigans, but no. I guess there's a world, maybe, where they play something else, some other 2-drop. Yeah, the problem, though, is that Bodyguard is still around. So I suppose Kalitas? Swing for 8, we'll go to 2, we'll play Kalitas. We'll be at effective 5, block the biggest thing. We'll be Recruitment Officer, we'll take 2 from the Vanguard, 3 from the Bodyguard, 2 from the Mutavault, we'll take 7, we'll be dead. I think we are deterministically dead here. So, my opponent has been taking freaking forever. I'm not going to make you guys sit through that. I am going to, through the magic of video editing, run their clock down, and you'll come back when something happens. Okay, they did something. They untapped. Yeah, we might just be dead to this altogether. 3, 6, 8, 11. Yeah, we're just dead. Okay. Kinda tilting. That's, kinda tilting that my opponent took 10 minutes or whatever to play that game. Being on the play against Thalia is a lot better than being on the draw. It does bring me back to the question about whether Bitter Triumph is better than Knight. And, like, maybe the fact that Thalia exists as a 4-of makes the Knight better? I don't know if this is right. I just kind of feel it in my bones. I mean, yeah. Splinter Twin achieved. Just have to dodge Containment Priest. And Thalia, of course. So if they just play land and say go, we can be very sure that it's Containment Priest. Okay. So this is great. This game is, I think, effectively over now. How does Mono White beat this? I don't know. That's probably why they had Containment Priest. Oh, just to make sure Sorin dies? That's insane. We take that all day. Yeah, screw it, I'm attacking. Double Copper Coat's good. It is unfortunately not going to be good enough. Kalitas won't trigger off of the human token dying. We won't get a zombie, that is, but we will gain 3 and another 2 off the Vein Ripper. So we'll effectively take 5 here, and they'll get drained for 2. So if we swing out, they're forced to block. They can block Kalitas with Adeline. In that case, they will take 8, will gain 3, and will be able to put another Kalitas into play. Alternatively, we just attack with Vein Ripper, play Fable, play Blightstep, and have Mutavault available, which I think is better. Actually, they're not even forced to block. For some reason in my head this is a 4-power creature. so much damage. Holy shit. Yeah. Oh my god. That, you know what? We had the nuts, and I think that if we had been on the draw that game, we would have lost. That is, man, my opponent drew obscenely well in both games. We just happened to hit our nut draw in game 3. Okay, next match. Okay, on the play. Pretty stinky hand. We don't know if Duress is good. If we're up against something like, say, Amalia, this hand is probably just not good enough. This hand sucks. I'm going to mulligan this one. This is significantly better. Can ship a Blood Crypt. And Dusk Legion Zealot take my energy. Opponent also mulls to 6. So that's nice. Oh dear. So opponents on mono green, they have Leyline. This deck is insane. I mean, we could just very easily die on turn 3 here. They have draws where you can die on turn 2, but let's assume we can win. Duress is a good hit. They do have the Nykthos Sunken Citadel Leyline combo, so this immediately taps for 4 on turn 2. Okay, so they hit Cavalier. That's really good. We could Fable here, and usually that's the right thing to do. But we can also Duress plus Edict Kiora. And I don't think it gets much better than that. They're still in pretty decent shape, unfortunately. They still just have a boatload of mana, and that Storm the Festival is still there. But for now, at least, we live to fight another day. So we know about the Llanowar Elves. Okay, so now we have no knowledge of their hand. Okay, so their devotion is 4, 7, 8. So they have 10 mana, which is exactly enough next turn to flashback Storm. And from there, that could just be the end. I don't think we have a main deck answer that we could hit with Dusk Legion Zealot. We could Dusk Legion Zealot plus Thoughtseize and hope they kind of brick on the Storm. Or like they hit Kiora, but they don't hit something to draw, like something that'll trigger a draw. If we do that, we're not casting Fable, though. And we probably really need to cast Fable. I mean, the truth is that we're just, you know, some mid-range deck and they go way over the top of us, so it's really hard. I'm just going to cast Fable. Incidentally, this deck absolutely needs another land. I've missed so many land drops. Oh yeah, I didn't even count the Llanowar Elves tapping. So they could hit another Nykthos and tap it again. So any Nykthos, any Kiora generates a ton of mana. They didn't hit either. Instead, it's just draw a card. Draw 2 cards? Just 1. Yeah, we'll take 5 from the Cav. That Lair of the Hydra is going to just be absurdly big. Certainly discarding this Dusk Legion Zealot. My only question is, am I also going to discard this Thoughtseize? Because they could be out of gas. Like, out of gas-ish, and then Thoughtseize would help. Or they could just have 2 bangers. I'm going to pitch both. Okay, well, 2 tap lands. So we wouldn't have been able to cast the Thoughtseize anyway. Not without throwing away the Goblin Shaman. Truth be told, I do not know if this is enough. Oh boy. It begins. Casual 13 mana tapped from Nykthos. If they can, like, find their overrun, I'm sure Vein Ripper's not enough. Anything else, maybe we're okay. Maybe there's a world where I, like, look ahead and see that, and I pitch only the Dusk Legion Zealot and keep the Thoughtseize and attack with the Goblin Shaman. And then Thoughtseize them. Then I have one less blocker. I get to go one card less deep looking for something to get me out of this. Like, Fable, if I can live 2 turns, Fable copying Vein Ripper is probably real good. So both of these coming in at Sorin. So Sorin's dead no matter what. The only question is, do I want 2 things to die? I can let Vein Ripper block here. Is there a downside to that? Is there a way to pump this? I don't think so. So I just get this for free. This will tap for more mana, but whatever. I don't think there's a way to pump this. Wait. Oh my god, I thought the Vein Ripper had died. It just went... I was looking over here and I saw only 2 creatures. I'm like, what the hell happened to the Vein Ripper? So they're storming off, but, like, their storm kill is through combat. So we can't die here. I just don't know if we can engineer enough death to kill them. Because, like, at most, we're attacking for... Yeah, I don't think this is enough. I think that we are turbo dead next turn, and I don't think we can kill them. Maybe second Vein Ripper. But I can't... I have no way to get that into play. So... I hate this deck. Truth be told. I just... You know, for someone who loves tapping Lotus Fields for absurd amounts of mana, I really hate this. And I think it's because the combo is fundamentally the same, but so much easier to execute. Like, you just need to assemble Nykthos Sunken Citadel, and then you just cast your spells. Like, whatever you do, it's probably going to be good enough. Okay. So now, that gives us an avenue we didn't have before. Because now we can animate the Hive, block something, kill something with Fatal Push. We certainly cannot kill them by attacking. If I attack with the Goblin Shaman, that makes a treasure that I can then use... No, that won't be quite enough mana to animate both lands. Be 1 short. Alright. Your go. Kill me. I do think we've got to be dead, but I'm not doing that math. Oh, shoot. Oh, wait. Oh, that's funny. When this flips... Yeah. Man. If I had attacked with the Goblin Shaman and made a treasure, and Revolt would have been enabled for this Fatal Push, and I would have been able to kill this. As it is, I don't have a way to enable Revolt. And then, you know, they flip this, and the static ability... It's not everything gains haste. The static ability of the backside of the Oddity says everything else has haste. So if you kill it before they declare attacks, then they can't declare attacks anymore. There is some chance that my opponent just flies too close to the sun, so I'm going to let them do it. They have 14 cards in deck, and Elesh Norn in play, doubling their card draw effects. They have the biggest lair of the Hydra of all time that we can kill with Fatal Push. Are we going to be okay? I don't know. So we can animate the Mutavault. Well, actually, I think we might need to do this and then Fatal Push something, because this will block 1 more point of damage. And everything else tramples, so as long as we put things in front of the most possible damage. This is 5. It's so close. Nah, the fact that everything tramples means we're just dead, right? We are going to go to 23. I don't know, I'm not doing the math. We'll figure it out. You here. You literally doesn't matter. You here. And the Vein Ripper, it's going to block 5 points no matter what. Yeah, we're just super dead. Yeah, this is too much, but God, I wish it wasn't. Yeah, even in just untapped things alone, they have over 30. Doing the counting now. Yeah. Not even close. So, mono green, we have go blanks. Cage, yeah, I think Cage is probably pretty important, which sucks. Like, that's a real concession, because they don't use their graveyard other than Storm the Festival, but I think the only way we win is by discarding their Storm the Festival and then hoping they can't flash it back. Sideboard Guide says not to bring in Hostile Investigators, and my instinct, I guess, was to do that, but I guess we're the beatdown, and this is not a beatdown card. If the game gets to the point where Hostile Investigator triggers matter, then we're probably going to lose. We have 2 draw steps at Sorin for the nuts. We have a 3-drop to pressure. We don't have a way to kill an elf. I think I'm going to mull this one. Look for better. Alright. Kind of like all these cards. It might not be possible to cast Blood Tithe Harvester, but it is also kind of important. If we don't draw land, then this doesn't matter anyway. Like, if we don't draw land, we're dead. So we have to assume that we're going to be able to cast the Blood Tithe Harvester at a reasonable time. So I think the ideal curve looks like, I don't know, turn 1 Thoughtseize. Maybe Thoughtseize is better later. I have to, but then I have to hope that they're playing an elf into my Fatal Push. I'm going to get rid of Fable. No, I'm going to get rid of Sorin. But I don't have to like it. Okay. Their hand sucks. So if we take Storm, they don't even have anything to use the Elvish Mystic mana into, so it won't be too bad. If we draw untapped land to play the Harvester, we can take a turn off Fatal Pushing. I don't know what this is in here. Oh, I guess this is in here to sacrifice Vein Ripper. Sure. So if we hit something that lets us play Harvester, we will. Otherwise, we're going to Fatal Push. Are you fucking kidding me? Kiora right off the top. Okay. They'll have 2 unknown cards. Alright. I think this has to be right. Just keep their devotion down. I haven't made my decision yet about what land I'm going to play. But to distract myself from that, I'll attack Kiora here. Am I going to use this blood? If I play the Hive, am I going to realistically blood away the Mutavault? No. But if I play the Mutavault, am I realistically going to blood away the Hive? I think yes. So, given that, let's do it now. Because if I draw Thoughtseize, I'll want to cast it. Okay. Because the team combines to kill Kiora. Thoughtseize with 1 unknown card. So I can Mutavault and swing a Kiora and Thoughtseize. And then they'll have to throw the elves away if they want to keep it alive. That means I'm taking another turn off of casting the Fable. But it, like, again, hits them in the 2 resources that matter. It denies them mana, because one of these things will die, and it denies them cards. So, if that's the case, let's Thoughtseize first. Maybe that'll help our decision out. Yeah, I mean, this is not a hard choice. It's got to be Cavalier, but... So another hand is exactly pick your poison, hostile. They would need to rip something pretty damn good off the top. But if I just play Fable here, then they get to take their turn to cast pick your poison if they can't do anything else. And I don't want that to happen. So, here. I guess actually Kiora will not... Well, Kiora will die if both of these things get through, and otherwise the Llanowar Elves will die. Hey, let Kiora go. All right. Lair. Attacking with the elves is interesting. We find Vein Ripper. Now is the time to cast Fable. So they can pick your poison, get rid of the Fable. It's kind of just the price of doing business. If they do that, then, you know, it's a pick your poison that's not getting used on the Vein Ripper. This looks like they're snapping off pick your poison. Yeah. One unknown card. Probably a land. If anything else, I think they probably would have played. I guess Storm the Festival is something it could be. Want to find out? They didn't play Kiora? Crazy. Okay, so Lair can animate to be a 2/2? No, a 3/3. I kind of love getting a treasure in here, though. Like, if they animate their Lair and block, they can't block the Blood Tithe Harvester. They'll take 3. I guess, actually, I should have also attacked with the Mutavault. Nah, I don't want to lose the land. For the same reason I want to make the treasure, I don't want to lose the land. What does this do? Put a soul counter on hostile. If there are 3 more, transform it. Creeping in, you may exile a card from your graveyard and drain, where X is the number of creature cards that were drained. Alright. That doesn't seem very good. So now this can become way too big. So we're, like, stuck in this holding pattern. I don't know what could be in their hand that they're not playing. Another Nykthos, maybe? They might regret that in a turn. Playing that elf is also aggressive. Oh boy. Their devotions too, yeah. Whatever, we can attack with everything. We can double block. Am I okay with that? Okay. Yeah, cool. All right. Yeah, I don't think anything changes. On the draw, this gets harder, of course, but yeah. I would think this is probably a bad matchup. That helps a lot. This hand's really good, actually. We don't have a way to deal with their, like, turn 1 elf or whatever. But no ley line, I think we're in okay shape. Playing Beseju, so their hand is land light, otherwise you would hold that. That's awkward. Do I take a turn off to do that? It kind of feels like they're next, like they have to have Kiora in hand. I think so. They didn't do anything for the first 2 turns of the game. Pick your poison and storm the festival. Oh dear. Well, we'll take that, and then we'll see what they do. Because this go blank could get really nasty. So it's just Harvester, Thoughtseize the Cav. Yeah. Nykthos doesn't tap for green. Like, they have to actually use Kiora here to cast the Old Growth Troll. It's kind of funny. Can I get away with not go blanking here? How much mana are they going to have? They're going to play Old Growth Troll. If they find a land, they're going to play Old Growth Troll. They won't be able to tap. They'll only be able to tap Nykthos once. They'll untap with Kiora. They'll have 6 mana, which will not be enough to flashback Storm. If I play Fable now, then it gets pick your poisoned. I think we have to do this. They discarded a ley line and a pick your poison, so they kept the troll. Oh boy. Like, all right, I guess. It's probably, God, it's probably Fable, crack the Harvester, kill the Trailblazer. just to like try to cut off their card draw. And we're just going to take 8. Okay, well, we can... Man, killing this troll sucks too. Just brings back a 4/4 and draws him a card. So we're not dead on board if we double block. I can fatal push the elves, I guess. Yeah, we discarded a lot of cards. We got in their hand a lot, and it just did not matter. Because the plan C, or whatever this is, was still good enough. It has to enchant a forest. Oh, but everything's a forest. Fuck. Block here, 2, 4, 6. Yeah, we have to block with everything. Hate it. I guess I should have done this in their end step. There was no reason to do this now. Not that I think it particularly mattered. Yeah, we did find land number 4 and threw it away, but I felt like digging deep for Vein Ripper was the right play. Okay, so when this comes back, we'll be able to kill it. They'll have 2 4/4 trampling attackers, and we'll be dead, so we have to do this. Oh man, I could have... What am I even thinking? I could have Soren put the Kalitas into play. Okay. I don't know if that makes a difference or not, but it makes me sad. I guess the Fatal Push is a little better. Maybe they won't activate both because they need to sack both lands to do it. Yeah. Soren putting Kalitas into play might have been a winning play. That stinks. It's a bad way to lose. We're probably still hosed anyway, but... Alright, next match. Okay, on the play. Match number 4. Yeah, removal spell, 3 lands, Fable. No Thoughtseize, but I guess we'll live. Okay, looks like Amalia. Or maybe not. I don't know what this is. I'm going to kill that elf. This could just be, I guess, mono green. Splashing white to make Elesh Norn easier to cast. No, it's just Amalia running Elvish Mystic. Okay, well, I mean, we drew the thing. I don't think just killing Amalia is better than slamming Vein Ripper. But I gotta say I'm a little worried. Like, they do have... Like, if they have Prosperous Innkeeper into Wildgrowth Walker, we are dead. To play around that would have meant doing nothing with our turn. Like, imagine they don't have that, and they don't combo off here, and they say go, and we're like... I better Triumph Amalia, I guess? Better to just hope they don't have it here. If they have a turn 3 kill, then they have a turn 3 kill. But if we untap and have interaction for Amalia and a Vein Ripper in play, then I think we're in great shape. And they don't have it. They do have a Chord of Calling on the top of their deck. Fatal Push is a reasonably good draw, because it lets me play the Smuggler's Copter and have interaction up. They have Chord coming. Does it therefore make sense to kill Amalia before they draw it, so they have less tools to... like, less mana to cast for this? I think so, actually. Actually, maybe not. If I kill Amalia here, and they have a Wildgrowth Walker in hand... play Wildgrowth Walker next turn and a land. So they'll have 2 creatures, 4 lands. So that's 6. So they could... Yeah, and then if they had one, like the Soul Warden, they could chord for Amalia and combo off. So I think I just chill, knowing that they can't ever really kill me through... Well, if I play the Copter and they have a Bat, like, is Copter really helping me all that much? Is, I guess, what I'm trying to say. I'm just gonna say go. I can discard the Copter as payment for the Bitter Triumph, although with my life total at 27, and my life total doesn't really matter all that much in this matchup. Probably just pay the 3 life. Okay, so they attack Sorin. I don't think I care. Yeah, just untap. Swing for another 7. And then they are dead to 2 things dying. So I'll wait for them to tap out for chord, kill both things, and the game's over. And if they don't tap out, then they're just dead to Vein Ripper killing them. Target you. Nice. Okay, so it turns out when you have your turn 3 combo and they don't have their turn 3 combo and you're on the play, you can win. So Amalia, we bring in Cage and Paths of Peril and these Knights. Go blank and cut down. And out come Edict and 3 Zealots, 2 Copters, and the Duress. I believe we keep this. Sorin is a phenomenal draw. We have Thoughtseize to disrupt the combo. Some early pressure. This is... I don't know if I like this or not. I am certainly going to Thoughtseize you, though. Specialist Innkeeper Veteran. Oh, that one's easy. Their hand kind of stinks. That's a weird 7 to keep, honestly. Phenomenal. No notes. Takanuma's on top. I mean, I guess. Fine, Get Lost. And they kept Get Lost on top. So these are their last 2 cards in hand. They have enough to activate Takanuma, but not if Amalia dies first. See if they attack with the elf. Make my life nice and easy. Alright, actually I would love it if they activated Takanuma in response to this. Just mill more of their deck. Oh, they're going to do it. I must have missed something. I thought they had 2 cards in hand. I thought these were their 2. Where did the Get Lost go? Just looking through the game log. I mean, we're dead. Like, we are just dead. Because they found ether flux. Oh, actually, play something. Yeah, I guess we're not quite dead. I have no idea what happened to that Get Lost, by the way, the one that they revealed off of Amalia's Explorer, because it didn't go to the graveyard, so it must have stayed on top. Oh, they corded. So that got shuffled away. Maybe? I don't know. Anyway, this is our only hope. Yeah, they revealed one land, so all they had to do was keep the Mana Confluence. Yeah, that's really frustrating. That's a bad way to lose a game. I didn't have to. Yeah, I had the Fatal Push. That's really tilting. I'm sorry, guys. All right, last match. Or wait, no. We're not done? It's been a long day. So we won game 1. Right, because we Splinter Twinned them. So maybe we have a chance to redeem ourselves here. Okay. Well, Cutdown's a keep, Blood Tithe Harvester's a keep. Kalitas, it does mean that Amalia gets exiled by the Cutdown if and when that happens. I'm going to put back Kalitas. I want to just draw Sorin, get Vein Ripper and play win. I don't think I will ever cut down something on turn 1. So we'll just save the 2 points of life, play the Blood Crypt tapped. Okay. So, like, yes, we could have Fatal Pushed or cut down the Mystic, but without knowing what's in their hand, I think I would much rather have this to kill an Amalia. Alright. I think I'm going to use the Mutavault mana to crack this blood, and I'll send away Blood Crypt, I guess. See what we draw. Another Vein Ripper. Great. I'm attacking. Yeah, I think we just need to keep the cut down as interaction. Okay, so either Collected Company or Chord for X equals 2. Does it make sense to attack now? They chord in response. I cut down an Amalia. I don't think so. Okay, it is company. Let's see what they hit. I guess I should have a stop in my end step. Nah. So, any life gain effect, and then we have to kill Amalia, and then they can chord in response. So we are dead to 2 instant speed life gain effects. We're chording. Chord X equals 1. I think this has to resolve. It doesn't by itself combo off. And if I kill Amalia, and then they just play another Amalia from hand, we're dead. That's tough. I don't think I can throw away either Cut Down or Fatal Push. So I think it's just a Vein Ripper. They do have chord X equals 2 up. This is just so hard to play around. So like they chord X equals 2. I kill either the Veteran or Amalia in response. They fetch whichever piece I kill. So I guess I just let them do this in the dark. They'll get 1 Dina trigger, but that's it. And I have to do this on my end step. So they hit Wild Growth Walker. And that means that we have to cut down Amalia. And, I mean, there's any number of things that can kill us. Probably a Go Blank would be the best possible draw. Alright, that has to happen. Hopefully they mill Aetherflux Reservoir, but they don't. Ruined Halo is here. All right, what did they hit? Yeah, they brought back Amalia, sure. So the absolutely disgusting thing is that if they have both Amalia and Cord, they can play Amalia here and have the mana to Cord for Amalia again. I guess Dina's probably a one-of, so in that case it would be safest to kill Dina. But then they have the Wild Growth Walker loop, and they'll find Aetherflux Reservoir. They have no cards left in hand. I promise, Magic Online says so. I think this is what it has to be, but it does hurt. One Path of Peril, please. Okay. I kind of like... They have... Yeah, okay. This is what it is. Do I also attack with the Blood Tithe Harvester? Either of these block, I'm happy. If they double block with any of these, I think I'm also happy. And I want stuff to die. Okay. Next turn we have 2 Vein Rippers in the air, so I think we've got them. Like, only thing is Coco off the top, maybe? Yeah, I think they're dead. Combat? The team? Whew. Oh, man. Okay, we drew pretty well. Runner, Fatal Push, right when we needed it. Yeah, okay. Amalia is exhausting to play against, but all right, 3-1. On to the last one. Wasn't recording for the very first few seconds of this match. I'll go back later and see if the rest were recording or not. In the meantime, we are on the play with a reasonable opening hand. Push into Copter, crew the Copter, attack. All right, we have a Person of Taste. Yep, looks like we are finishing up here with the Mirror. Being on the play is helpful. Not having either piece of the combo is not. Well, I'm still going to play Fable here, and I'm still going to crew the Copter. And if they have a Fatal Push or some way to kill it, at least that is something that's not being sent at the Goblin Shaman. Yeah, sure. So we one of these things was getting Fatal Push. Realistically, probably multiple. And at least maybe we're going to get to swing with the Shaman. It's also possible they just have Sorin Vein Ripper here and there was nothing we could ever do. Well, I think I'm going to I'm going to pitch both Fatal Pushes. Interesting. So we can Dusk Legion Zealot. If we draw a Vein Ripper, we can attack. Or we can play untapped land, mill with Takenuma, hope to get lucky. I like that less. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, can't do anything. Makes me wonder, just in general, how aggressively I'm supposed to mulligan for the combo, because I've looked at a lot of hands this league, and I think I've had Sorin Vein Ripper in the opening 7, I don't know, less than 10% of the time. And it feels, playing against vampires, like they almost always have it. So, like, this is just a ass load of damage here. If we don't find Vein Ripper in a hurry, we're just dead. I guess we could also find Shieldred's Edict. It's just so much damage. Do we have any outs at all? I cannot think of any. We can Sorin, sack the Dusk Legion Zealot, fling it at Sorin. We'll gain 3, take 2. So go to 10. Sorin swings for 6 in the air. Mutavault swings for an extra 2 on the ground. So we'll take 8 if nothing else bad happens. But I think it is the only line that has a chance at all. And if they kill the Zealot in response to this, then we were already pretty screwed. Are we dead to a land? Not quite. We'll take 9 from the Hive. They can double animate Mutavaults. We'll take 8 and then 1. Yeah, we're just dead to double animation to Mutavault. Maybe they won't do it for fear of Fatal Push. Okay. Still alive. They attack me. Alright, so if we can find a Vein Ripper, maybe things are okay. How about another Sorin? Is that any good? Alright, one last chance at it. I mean, I guess technically that's a rebuy. Okay, well, that game went about as badly as it possibly could for us and about as well as it possibly could for the opponent, so that stinks. Alright, so Duress, Bankbusters, Investigators come in, and out come the Copters and 3 Harvesters. Yes, I would like to be on the play. Alright, now we have Sorin Vein Ripper. Good chance we get Thoughtseize, but even in that case, you know, we wouldn't want a mulligan anyway. Hand's actually very good. The only thing I would like, I think, would be to swap this Bitter Triumph for a Thoughtseize. Yeah, that's a pretty good draw, though. Yeah, there's never a world where we're channeling this. So if neither player manages to get this off, then we are at something of an advantage. All right, Duress taking Fable stinks. Now, I mean, they could just have it, right? Like, they could have had discard, Sorin Vein Ripper, and I don't know, you just scoop up your cards at that point. So certainly discarding one of these Vein Rippers. Am I also discarding the Bitter Triumph? They showed me that they didn't have both parts of the combo last turn, or at least didn't have Sorin. Bitter Triumph hitting the Goblin Shaman turns off their treasure generation. Maybe they can't naturally cast. Yeah, I think I buy it. I'm just going to discard the one Vein Ripper. They know we have one. Am I into letting them trade? I am interested to see. I'm willing to give up 2 points of damage to see if they're willing to take this trade. They are not. Okay. I suppose I can shoot for the moon, try to find Sorin here. If I do, I get Vein Ripper into play, and otherwise, Shock and Blood Crypt, Bitter Triumph. It's a lot of life to lose, but... yeah. Swamp. Okay. Well, at the very least, that saves us from having to shock in the Blood Crypt. And I think I'm down to do this. Just to slow him down. And next turn if the... well... I was going to say next turn if the Goblin survives, we get Vein Ripper. Now I don't think there's a reason to crack this on our turn. And there is a reason not to. Yeah, the reason not to is if they have another Thoughtseize, then we can hide the card on top of our deck from them. It is Vein Ripper. Let's see what we draw off Bankbuster. Sorin. So we can Bitter Triumph, sack our Reflection. That's not super appealing. They're on one card. Yeah, alright. It's so much damage. We're going to take 3, 5, 7 damage here. This at least also lets us activate the Hive and kill Sorin if all else fails. Okay. That's, I think, better. We do both. If I play Mutavault, I can't quite do both, but I can play everything from my hand. So we've gotten everything out of our hand successfully. If they have Thoughtseize or something, it's going to stay rotting. They find Fable, which is pretty good. They can immediately copy this and attack if it pleases them. Well, we're certainly going to pitch that Thoughtseize. Yep. Yep. Okay. So anything I normally attack with here will just get, they'll copy the Goblin, block. But if I animate the Hive and swing, and then give it Death Touch, and I think Bankbuster can also safely get in, because at least we'd be trading this spent Bankbuster for their Goblin Shaman. Probably don't want to attack myself. Attack Sorin. So if both of these go at Sorin, then we're fine. Sorin will die. And the Bankbuster can go there. Yep, and let's just exile Vein Ripper. Okay, so we'll trade the copy with our Goblin Shaman. I am okay with this. They have no cards in hand. Everything coming at me, huh? Should have thought about animating Mutavault to block. So 2, 6. No, we're there, right? Pretty sure. So we animate Hive, costs 4. Animate Mutavault costs 2. Crew Buster. Thoughtseize. Fling the Mutavault at them. It only does if they kill the Mutavault, then I don't get to sack it to Sorin. So let's start with Thoughtseize. Great, so they had the Fatal Push. Yeah, cool. That Thoughtseize came in handy at the end. I wasn't expecting it to. All right, one game to settle it. What deck is better, Rakdos Vampires or Rakdos Vampires? Yeah, I mean, we have it. I assume we won't, but okay. Well, it's harder to take it away now. Am I into Fatal Pushing that? I don't think that one matters enough. That's excellent. So they have Sorin Kalidas. If I take Sorin, they'll just play Fable. I can Fatal Push the Goblin Shaman, then Sorin Vein Ripper. Yeah. I drew that swamp. Well, thanks for showing up, Fable, but we got better things to do. Okay, there goes Soken'Zon and a Black Cleave Cliffs. Oh, they're going to crack their... Wow. Stone Rain themselves. Drain 4 to kill the Vein Ripper. And I guess Dusk Legion Zealot hits Sorin. That's fine. That cost a lot. An awful lot of resources. Am I into Fabling or am I into Hostile Investigator? I think I'm into Hostile Investigator first, because then my Fable, I'll get my own discard trigger. Also, there's no opportunity here for them to kill the Hostile Investigator in response. So I'm guaranteed to get the clue, whereas if they have untapped mana, maybe I won't in the future. Okay, well... I think that's kind of where we're at. They can copy their Dusk Legion Zealot, I suppose. Okay, last card is... Oh, they discarded a Fable? Oh, they paid the Fable to the Bitter Triumph. Okay, so I don't know what their last card is. Happy to just discard the one Sorin, I think. Maybe I'm supposed to crack the clue before, like in response to the trigger. Okay, let's start here. So if we draw Vein Ripper, we're going to put it into play. Thoughtseize. No. Takenuma is here. Okay. So Takenuma returns Sorin. This is a banger of a game. Just a slugfest. So this is going to hit Hostile Investigator, I assume? Yeah. They'll get a zombie. Yeah, I think I actually will crack the clue in response to the Fable trigger. So Fatal Push is definitely going here. I don't think I like Zealot. Thoughtseize, like, they could have something pretty good, but I think I just want to dig deeper. Do I kill Kalitas? I can kill Kalitas and then fling my Mutavault. Yeah, I think I'm just attacking them. Okay. And then... yeah, we can play the Blood Crypt tapped. And now we're threatening the double Fable. They do have 3 cards in hand. Okay, it's a good sign. That's less good. I would have thought I would have played that first to see if I find Vein Ripper. Sure. All right, well, I think we are firmly behind at this point. just because of the Bankbuster. I don't think we can kill them quick enough, and they're going to get all 3 cards off of it. So, it's looking rough. I mean, you know, they already threw away 1 Shieldred's Edict. They have their own. Oh boy. I'm at a disadvantage because I don't have anything to pay the ward. I don't know if I'm into this trade. I guess I kind of have to be. They don't know I have the Thoughtseize. Alright. Fatal Push Sorin. I guess it's Fatal Push. Bankbuster beats. Like it's the old Rakdos mid-range days. Yeah, sure. Our life totals are just absurd. We're just throwing trash at each other. The problem is that their trash is a little better than mine. I should probably just keep these guys home. I assume it's going to die. I'll have to keep these guys home. Like, we're not going to peck them to death. They're gaining 4 life every turn. It's a good draw. These are kind of nice as, like, Vein Ripper ward payments, but I think if they ever resolve another Vein Ripper, I think that's just the game. Alright. I think we are at that point on the clock where we don't care about anything anymore. Guess that works. I actually think I'm going to throw this away so that Magic Online stops asking me whether I want to block with it. Okay, yeah, that's going to do it unless we draw our own, but I don't know that we can win that battle. Now I think we don't block, but... because we have to assume we're going to find the Vein Ripper, and even if we do... and if we do, we want the Spirit token to be around. Oh, okay, or I'm just dead to this. Alright, well that was kind of a rough one. I mean, it was an absolute slugfest in that game, and then once the dust settled, we just didn't draw what we needed, and they did. I wonder whether it was right to play that Sorin Vein Ripper on turn 3, or whether it was actually better to play the Fable, assuming that they had an answer. But, like, I feel like you just gotta jam it there, because if they don't have an answer, you just kind of win the game on the spot. Okay, so 3-2 overall. Overall, the deck's pretty powerful. Sometimes you just get sometimes you just get wins that you don't really have to work too hard for, which is always a point in the deck's favor. I mean, 25 lands, for the amount of one-landers I drew today, like 25. I would have thought that there was 24 in the deck. I felt like this needed one more, but maybe I just got kind of unlucky. I also feel like I didn't actually draw Splinter Twin in the opener, maybe as often as I should, but I would have to look at a calculator to know how often I should expect to get Sorin Vein Ripper. Anyway, deck is gas. Hopefully by tomorrow, or well in the past by the time you guys see this video, we'll know what the bans were, if any. And then we'll keep making content from there. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next one.